Alright, I hope you guys really love me because I am currently defying all odds right now in making this video. Again, I've said it on the channel before. The throat infection that I had about a month ago kind of decided to sneak up on me like a librarian over the last couple of days, and it's just come in with full effect. Again, I've got a fever right now. My cheeks they're blushing. Like, this is how I'd imagine I would look if I saw Monique Conti in person, but instead this is just how I look because I'm sick as fuck. But again, that is not going to put me off from making today's video, which will be another Richmond video of a free agent name, or not actually a free agent. This guy is contracted, a tradable player name, I should more so call him, that has been getting theorized quite a bit by a lot of different Richmond fans out there, that the Tigers could actually go for him. Rumours coming out as of late as well that the Tigers should actually go for him. Again, for those of you who don't know who I'm talking about, I'm actually talking about the Gold Coast Suns backup ruckman, Ned Moyle, who only a little bit ago actually signed an extension to be the Gold Coast Suns backup ruckman for the next couple of years. Again, I think he signed that extension before now a lot of the interest has really come out with him, because he's been currently dominating it in the VFL with the Suns. He's a 206 centimeter ruckman who looks like a very fine tap ruckman, and a player who Richmond could very well be interested in. It's no secret that the Tigers ruckman Toby Nankervis is still playing some decent footy, but with him expected to probably be out of the club in the next couple of years, whether that's going to be through retirement or him going and joining Tasmania for like a year or whatever it's going to be, I definitely do think that Richmond are probably going to be needing a future ruckman, especially one who is going to fit in with Adamuse's game style, which we know is a more contested clearance-based midfield, rather than Damien Hardwick's midfield, which was more two-way pace. So it's going to be very interesting to see if they do go down this direction. Again, there was actually a post that I would like to talk about by Tiger Faithful, which does say potential Nank successor. Now it is the time to strike. Richmond should target Ned Moyle this off-season with a juicy contract. He's by far the best ruckman to not be playing regular football because he is stuck behind Jared Witts. Again, 3 reasons to get Ned Moyle. Nank is getting of age. Richmond have no obvious replacement. That is number 2. And number 3, there is likely to be 23 players on game day next year, which could bring back the genuine second ruck. It also goes on to say, he's 23, he's 206 centimeters and would be highly likely to jump at the chance to play AFL every week with a nice paycheck to go along with it. This guy could be our number 1 ruckman for the next 10 years. Let's strike. Now, I think the next 10 years is a little bit optimistic. I mean, after all, this guy's going to be 24 next year. What are we saying? This guy's going to be the future ruckman when he's, 34 years old. I mean, let's look at Toby Nankervis, and in his second half of the year, at only like 30 years of age, this guy was out here moving like freaking Herbert the Pervert in Family Guy. And I'm not talking about Herbert the Pervert when he sees, Chris or someone underage. I'm talking about Herbert the Pervert when there's nothing motivating this man. He's just walking on his stroller, looking old as hell. So that's what Toby Nankervis currently looks like in the second half of the year. I don't think this man will be the future ruckman for the next 10 years, but I definitely do feel like there is a massive case to make for Ned Moyle to maybe be the starting ruckman of the Richmond Tigers team going forward. Again, it was actually only in 2024 where Ned Moyle actually re-signed for 4 more years, meaning that obviously after this year, he's going to have 2026, 2027, and 2028. So you're going to have to offer him more than 3 years to get out of Gold Coast. And I think that's actually a really tough ask. The only thing I will say with Ned Moyle is that I think when Ned Moyle actually re-signed with the Gold Coast Suns last year, he thought he was well and truly going to be their backup ruckman and probably be their backup in only a couple years time. But of course, as the 2024 season came around and now 2025 is all done, there are absolutely no signs whatsoever of Jared Witts, I think, slowing down. In fact, I've actually seen him as of late play some of the best football I've seen him play. He absolutely killed the Fremantle Football Club for most of the game that I watched when he played them in the final. So that was absolutely insane. I just don't think that Jared Witts is going to be going anywhere, at least for a couple years. And then I think once Jared Witts is done, you'll have Ethan Reid, the, I think, 204 centimeter unicorn who was only drafted literally a year or two ago. He will probably be what I think is going to be the next starting ruckman for the Gold Coast Suns. So I don't know how and where Ned Moyle is going to fit as the starting ruckman for the Suns, because I think the reality is once Jared Witts will be maybe regressing in a couple years, Ethan Reid, who is again an extremely high pick and an extremely highly ranked and rated player, should 100% be ready to take over from Jared Witts. He should have put on more muscle by then, and you just think would be the obvious option, unless they are going to see him as a future key forward or see him as that future unicorn, which he was nicknamed after, where he could maybe play, you know, down back, maybe in the ruck, and maybe moving up the ground pretty well. Again, maybe they would play him with Ned Moyle going forward, but I don't know. At the end of the day, unless an injury was to happen, which touch wood, Ned Moyle will not be the starting ruckman of the Gold Coast Suns next year, and I highly think he won't be the starting ruckman for the year after that as well, meaning that this guy's going to be the backup ruckman for the next 2 or so years, and by the time it gets to his third year, they might just go with Ethan Reid as their starting ruckman. So I think Ned Moyle has a decision to make where he's probably going to have 3 years remaining on his deal, obviously, with the Suns. But the reality is that I think Richmond, if they came out and offered him a 5-year contract, and even that, I just can't see them offering him 5 years. We'll go 4 years. Richmond offered him a 4-year contract and said, you will be a starting ruckman after this upcoming year, and you can develop with Nank, get a different change of atmosphere and a change of scenery and see how you go. I think he'd do that. The only issue is you're only offering him 1 more year, and I just can't see Richmond going out there and offering a guy who is relatively unproven a 5-year deal. I mean, that is just absolutely insane. That could be destructive to your team, especially if, like, I mean, maybe he does have to start next year. Let's just say Nank for some reason gets injured next year. Ned Moyle starts as ruckman and he absolutely stinks it up. And then now you've got this guy contracted for 4 more years. It's like that's kind of repeating history with Samson Ryan, which I think could go down as one of the more brain-dead contracts we've recently seen. Again, you guys got to remember, Samson Ryan, I think he re-signed, it was a 4-year deal, like, only a year or 2 ago, and since he signed that deal, he's rarely played footy, and when he has played footy for the Tigers in, obviously, the AFL, he's been absolutely shite, and has been no good, and definitely, I think Richmond have absolutely given up on Samson Ryan going forward. I don't think they want him really on the team going forward, and I don't know what's going to happen with him, because I believe he's contracted for next year and the year after that. So I don't know how they're going to handle that, but I can tell you right now, the Tigers do not want Samson Ryan on the team anymore. He will never improve, I don't think. He'll never be an AFL player. He just doesn't have it, in my opinion. I think the Tigers know this. So unless he freaking turns it around somehow, I don't know how, and come good in like his freaking 18th millionth year, which I just can't see happening, then yeah, I don't think this is going to be a great, you know, thing. I don't think he's going to be the backup ruckman or much for long. I don't know. I think the Tigers should move on from Ryan if they can. But Ned Moyle, you don't want to offer this guy a massive deal just for him to come into the AFL and stink it up, which he probably won't. His AFL footy's been way better than like Samson Ryan, but it is still a little bit risky. So could Ned Moyle be the future starting ruckman for Richmond? Maybe, maybe not. But at the end of the day, I think it could be a massive risk if the Tigers don't actually do this thing right. So I'm very interested to hear how all of your thoughts and opinions are in the comment section down below. Should the Richmond Football Club go out and get Ned Moyle, or should they avoid him like my father avoided child support? Again, I'd very much like to know all of your thoughts and opinions on this down below. Subscribe to the channel for latest AFL content and AFL news from my gaming/movie channel, which will be linked down below. Go subscribe to that, as well as my Instagram. Give that a follow if you haven't already as well. But yeah, as I was saying, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.